Hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to create Chatrace contact for Calendly Invitee with custom fields. So are you also using Calendly and Chatrace for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So in here, I'm doing the same. I'm running a real estate agency, and for that we use Calendly to schedule our property viewing appointments. So now what I want is that as soon as a new invitee is added in my Calendly, which is as soon as a new appointment is scheduled, automatically with the help of the same details, a new contact should be created in my Chatrace too with custom fields. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between Calendly and Chatrace. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So I'm going to do all of this so that I can convert my potential buyers into paying clients. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen.
Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to understand how to create Chatrace contact for Calendly Invitee. So as you know that I'm running a real estate agency and we use Calendly to schedule property viewing appointments with potential buyers. So now what I want to automatically create a Chatrace contact for new registrant who books a viewing through Calendly. So this ensures that every potential buyer's contact information, including their name, email and phone number, is directly added to our Chatrace CRM. So by automating this process, I streamline client management, ensuring timely follow-ups and personalized communication, while saving time on manual data entry and enhancing our lead management efficiency. So to do all of this, I have simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we are going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And as soon as we are going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we are going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create a Chatrace contact for Calendly Invitee. And then we are going to click on create. And as soon as we are going to click on create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger in action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. And to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for a trigger application, I'm going to select it as Calendly right over here. So I'm going to search for Calendly. So I'm going to enter Calendly, and as you can see that this is my Calendly right over here. So I'm going to select it. And as soon as we are going to select our trigger application, it is asking me for the trigger event. So trigger event means on which the workflow will start. So here I want that as soon as a new invitee is created, automatically my workflow should be triggered or started. So I'm going to click on connect right over here, and as soon as we are going to click on connect, as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Calendly account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then we are going to click on connect with Calendly. And as soon as we are going to click on connect with Calendly, over here you can see that yes, we have successfully connected our Calendly account with our Pabbly's workflow. So this was really easy because I have already logged in my Calendly account. So it is always advised to log in your applications before starting with the automation. And as soon as we are going to open this, you can see connected right over here. It is asking me to select the organization, so I'm going to select it. It is asking me to select the user, so I'm going to select the user as Pab team. And after doing both of this, I'm going to click on save and send test request. So as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, over here you can see that it is saying waiting for response. So you must be wondering what response is it waiting for. So what we have to do is we have to do a test submission or record in order to capture this response so that we can further create a contact with the same details. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Calendly right from here, and we are going to do a test submission. So what we are going to do is we are going to book a property viewing for Lakeview properties. So I'm going to click on view booking page right over here. We're going to book this with the demo details. So I'm going to open this first, and now we're going to select the date and time. So let's suppose that I'm going to select it as September 16th, and then for the time I'm going to keep it as 12 p.m. and then I'm going to click on next right over here, and now it is asking me for the first name. So I'm going to keep the first name as demo, last name user. For the email, I'm going to keep it as demo@pabblytunes.com, and this as the dummy phone number. And now it is asking me for the property of interest. So over here I'm going to keep it as rental property, and after entering all the details I'm going to click on schedule event, and as soon as we are going to do so, yes, you can see you are scheduled. So this means that we have successfully did the test submission, and this also means that Calendly has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response or not. So I'm going to open my workflow, and yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response of the same details that we entered. You can see the first name, last name, the email that we entered. I'm going to move on forward. You can see the property of interest, which is rental property. So yes, these are the same details that we entered over here in our test submission. And yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what I want is that with the help of the same details, a new contact should be created in my Chatrace too. So for that I'm going to select my action application as Chatrace right over here. So I'm going to search for Chatrace, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And as soon as we are going to select Chatrace as our action application, it is asking me for the action event. So I'm going to select it as create new contact, and then we are going to click on connect. And as soon as we are going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Chatrace account with the Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the API access token. And to get this, we are going to follow this help text, and it is saying to get your API access token, navigate to the settings, integrations, and then API access tokens. And to get this, I'm going to open my Chatrace account, and as you can see that this is my account. So we're going to go to the settings from the left side bar, and as soon as we're going to open settings right over here, you can see integrations. So I'm going to go on this integrations, and then you can see Chatrace API access token. So I'm going to open this, and over here you can see that this is my access token. So I'm going to copy this right from here, and then we are going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And as soon as we are going to paste this, we are going to click on save. And after clicking on save, yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our Chatrace account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the details like phone number, first name, last name, and email. So we are going to map this. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Calendly as a trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm going to give you an example. That over here it is asking me for the phone number, right? So let's suppose that I'm going to enter the phone number right over here manually by typing it. Then it will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if you are going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to look for the phone number over here, and as you can see that this is the phone number. So let's suppose that we are going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. And now it is asking me for the first name. So let's suppose I'm going to map the first name too. I'm going to look for it, and as you can see demo, so we are going to map it. It is asking me for the last name. I'm going to look for last name, and as you can see the last name which is user, so we are going to map it. We are going to map the email address too. I'm going to look for email, and as you can see the email address, so we are going to map it. And after mapping all these details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to do so, yes, you can see contact created successfully. So I'm going to open my Chatrace account and check for the new contact created. So I'm going to open my Chatrace account right from here, and then we are going to go on the left side bar and then contacts. And as soon as we are going to open contacts right from here, we are going to check for the contact created. Over here you can see yes, a new contact has been created, name demo user. So we are going to open this contact right from here, and as soon as we are going to do so, yes, you can see the email address that we entered, you can see the phone number, and you can also see the contact with name which is demo user. So yes, with this we have successfully created a new contact right over here in our Chatrace account. But now what I want is that not only these details, I also want to add another detail right over here in my contact, which is property of interest. So for that I'm going to open my workflow again. We are going to add another action step right over here, and now for the action application I'm going to select it as Chatrace. So I'm going to search for it and then we are going to select it again. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as set custom fields. So I want to create this contact and also set a custom field in this contact so that I can also add the property of interest in this contact. So for that, I'm going to click on connect, and recently we connected our Chatrace account. So I'm going to click on select existing connection and then save right over here. And as soon as we are going to do so, over here you can see that it is asking me for the contact ID. So again, we are going to map the contact ID from the response of our Chatrace. So I'm going to open the response, and as you can see the data ID, so we have to map this right over here in the contact ID section. And now it is asking me for the custom field. So over here for the custom field, I want it to be property of interest. So we are going to map it. And now it is asking me for the value of the custom field. So what we are going to do is we are going to map the value as property of interest. So I'm going to look for it, and as you can see the rental property, so I'm going to map this. So let's suppose that the property of interest for demo user was rental property. Let's suppose that for some another user it can be some another type of property, suppose commercial or residential. So that's why this is going to change with every new response received, and that the property of interest would be also added right over here in our fields in our Chatrace account. So I'm going to click on save and send test request right over here now, and yes, you can see success. So yes, it is saying that we have successfully added this custom field in our contact. So I'm going to open my Chatrace and look for the same. So I'm going to open my Chatrace. We are going to refresh this contacts page and check that if the property of interest has been added right over here or not. And yes, you can see a custom field which says property of interest, and the answer is, which is the value rental property, has been added right over here too in our contact. And you must be wondering that from where did I got this property of interest right over here as my custom field. So here you can see that from where I got this. So we are going to open our Chatrace for that. Over here it is the property of interest, this is the custom field, and I want to add another custom field. For that, as you can see, add new button. So we are going to click on this add new, and we are going to click on add new again, and right over here you can select it as text or number, date and time, true or false, and then you can give the name and you can create a new custom field from here. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. But I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So what we are going to do is I'm going to open my calendar again, and we are going to do another test submission. So I'm going to click on view booking page, and we're going to do another test submission with the new details. So let's suppose for the date and time, I'm going to select it as 17th of September. For the time, I'm going to select it as, let's suppose, 2 p.m. and then it is asking me for the first name. So I'm going to select it as test, last name user. For the email, I'm going to keep it as testuser@pabblytudes.com, and this is the phone number. And after entering all of this, it is saying property of interest. So I'm going to select it as, let's suppose, commercial space, and then we are going to click on schedule event. And as soon as we are going to click on schedule event, it is saying you are scheduled. So this means that Calendly has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, and further created a new contact in our Chatrace with the custom field, which is property of interest. So I'm going to open my Chatrace account and check for the new contact created with the custom field. And this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. I'll directly open my Chatrace account right from here. And yes, you can see a new contact has been created right over here, name test user. So I'm going to open this contact and check for the another details. And yes, you can see the same email, which is testuser@pabblytudes.com. You can see the same phone number that we entered. And over here you can see the main, which is the custom field, property of interest. Over here you can see commercial space. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and we have also tested this in real time. So I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected Calendly. For the trigger event, we selected invitee created. For the action application, we selected Chatrace, and then for the action event, we selected create new contact and set custom field, because I wanted that as soon as a new invitee is created in my Calendly account, automatically with the help of the same details, a new contact should be created in my Chatrace with custom fields. So yes, this ensures that every potential buyer's contact information, including their name, email, phone number, is directly added to our Chatrace CRM. By automating this process, I streamline client management, ensuring timely follow-ups, personalized communication, while saving time on manual data entry and enhancing our lead management efficiency. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here, you can see the two contacts I created during this video with the help of my workflow. One is demo user and the another one is test user. So yes, with this, we have successfully completed our workflow. So now, as soon as an invitee is created in my Calendly, which is as soon as someone schedule property viewing appointment in my Calendly, automatically with the help of the same details, the new contact would be created in my Chatrace with the custom field. So I don't have to visit my workflow again and again and click on save and send test request. My workflow is running in real time so that I can sit back and relax. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.